everybody. I'm Dr. Shikha Chawla and I'm heading the Department of Radiation Oncology at Patel Hospital. I bring you greetings from the Department of Oncology. We are 2 consultants in the Department of Medical Oncology and 3 in the Department of Radiation Oncology. The Department of Radiotherapy was started in the year 2005 and till date we have treated more than 10,000 patients. We are very well equipped with 2 linear accelerators, the variant TrueBeam being the latest one, and also a 3D brachytherapy unit. We are 3 consultants in the department and very well trained physicists, well trained technologists and good front office executives who manage all the problems of the patient. What is radiation oncology? Radiation oncology is the art of using ionizing radiation to destroy malignant tumors and side by side save normal tissues. This is the sign which is mandatory to be used in the Department of Radiation Oncology. What is the aim? The aim is to precisely deliver the radiation to the tumor volume and spare the normal tissue so that there is eradication of tumor and patient also has a good quality of life. Like in this slide, we can see a brain tumor being treated and only the brain tumor, the shaded area is being treated. The normal brain, the orbit, everything is being saved. Radiation therapy is of 2 kinds, one is teletherapy and one is brachytherapy. Teletherapy is when we deliver radiation from outside the body and brachytherapy is when we put the sources inside the body. There are various advances in the radiotherapy treatment. They could be technical and also we are using different type of doses to treat different type of tumors. The first patient was treated by radiotherapy in 1897, but there was so much of ulceration and post-radiotherapy sequelae. But this is not the case presently with the developments. There are various teletherapy radiation equipments. Some are gamma based, some are X-ray based and some are even proton based. The gamma based most common is the cobalt machine, X-ray based is the linear accelerator machine and the particle based is the latest proton beam. Why these new techniques? Why do we need these new techniques when already radiotherapy was available? Because in this the treatment planning and the delivery will be very adequate and we are able to treat the tumors more precisely. We can increase the dose to the tumor and also save all the healthy tissue. The first advancement which came was the conformal radiotherapy. In this picture, as you can see, that the dose is being given from different beams and it envelops the tumor and spares the normal tissue. The next was intensity modulated radiotherapy. It is also a type of 3-dimensional radiotherapy in which very thin beams are directed towards the tumor, and the specification of this type of treatment is that the intensity of every beam is different. Every beam may not be of the same intensity, they are of the separate intensities. So as compared to conformal radiotherapy, it gives more doses to the tumor, there is more normal tissue sparing and we can give different doses to different organs all at the same time. Like in this picture, the 3D CRT image, which is the conformal image, you can see the red area is the tumor area, but the surrounding area, the green and blue area is so much more that it is treating the normal tissue, whereas in the IMRT picture, along with the tumor, the normal tissue area which is being treated is very less, so there are very less side effects. This is a case of carcinoma esophagus. When we treat the esophagus with the help of conformal radiotherapy, there is a lot of dose going to the heart and the lungs. Whereas in the second picture, you can see that very small area is being treated and heart and lung do not receive any kind of dose. So IMRT rationale is that it is very precise as compared to conformal radiotherapy. There is reduction of normal tissue dose and there is very low rate of complications. This is carcinoma cervix patient which we have treated at our center, and in this the bladder and rectum are the important organs which need to be saved so that in the later age the patient doesn't have the sequelae of cystitis and proctitis. In head and neck cancers, we are able to spare the spinal cord and the salivary gland so that there is no dryness of mouth. In brain tumors, as I already mentioned, that if we treat by IMRT or by any other further technique, the normal brain is not affected, so the memory of the patient and the reflexes of the patient, they remain normal, and there is a very good quality of life patient is able to maintain. But caution, we are giving such tight margins, so there is every possibility that we may miss the tumor. As I have shown, this first slide, in the dark blue area is the tumor and red area is the radiation. So we can easily see that radiation is missing the tumor. But our aim is shown by the second picture, in which the tumor should be totally engulfed by the radiation area. Here came the next evolvement, which is the image guided radiotherapy. And what happens is that the computer creates the picture of the tumor, and to that picture of the tumor radiation is being delivered. In this, the basic advantage is that when we put the patient on the machine, we take the image on a daily basis, and then we make variations to the image depending upon the movement of the patient. So patient movement and organ movement is taken into consideration in image guided radiotherapy. Importance is, I would give just one example in carcinoma cervix. The carcinoma cervix treatment is largely dependent upon the rectal filling and the bladder filling. So it varies on a day-to-day basis. With image guided radiotherapy, when we take the image on a daily basis, we can easily see whether tumor is being treated or some portion of bladder or rectum is being treated. We take the picture and shift the area of the radiation so that the radiation goes to the tumor only and bladder and rectum are saved. Next form is adaptive radiotherapy, in which we make changes to the field according to shape and size of the tumor. So many times after a few sittings, the tumor size shrinks. It changes the shape anatomically. So we can easily change our radiation field according to the change in the size of the tumor. It is known as adaptive radiotherapy. Then comes respiratory gated radiotherapy. It is very useful in all the tumors which have a lot of movement, like the tumors of the chest and the abdomen. A small example is the carcinoma breast. In the first picture, the patient is told to hold the breath at a particular time when the radiation beam is on, and we can see that the heart does not come in the radiation area. When the patient is breathing freely, there is a lot of area of the heart which also gets treated, so it could be cardiotoxic in some cases. Stereotactic radiotherapy is used in tumors of the brain and also in other brain disorders. In this, special implementation is done by only treating the tumor area and sparing the normal brain. Like this, the whole brain is being treated. The shaded area shows that along with the tumor, which is the yellow area, the shaded area is receiving a lot of dose. Whereas in stereotactic radiotherapy, you can see that the shaded area is very small and rest of the brain does not receive any radiotherapy. The latest technology which everyone must have heard of is the proton beam therapy. In this, the accuracy is to the tune of sub-millimeter. So, and there are very minimal side effects. So, it is started being used in various tumors. A word about brachytherapy. Brachytherapy is when we put the radiation sources inside the body of the patient. It is very commonly used in cases of carcinoma cervix and carcinoma endometrium after the external beam radiotherapy is completed. But there is a major breakthrough in brachytherapy with the advent of 3D brachytherapy, which is the equipment which we have at our place. In this, during brachytherapy, we image the residual tumor which is left, and we can mark the tumor and also save the organs at risk, which are the bladder and the rectum. There are different kind of applicators we put into the patient depending upon the residual volume. This is a Mupate, this is a Vienna ring, and this is a simple ovoids which we put into the patient. Different kinds of applicators give you different doses, and the residual tumor can be easily treated. So my take home message would be that radiotherapy has been driven by constant technological advances since its inception. An ongoing challenge for the field of radiation oncology is to develop, test and implement new technologies, because this would benefit us in three ways. Patient cure, because we would be able to increase the doses. Organ preservation, because the normal tissue does not receive any dose or hardly any dose. And cost efficiency. So we have come a long way from treating the patients with radiation oncology, from 2D radiotherapy to 3-dimensional radiotherapy to image guided radiotherapy and now proton beam radiotherapy. But this, however, is not the end of the journey, and we are still evolving, and time will only tell till where radiation oncology develops. Thank you very much.